We're here at the Offices of Integrated Wealth Management with Pam Foley, who's a representative from the San Jose Unified School District. Pam, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, what is it you do for the San Jose Unified School District?
Well, my volunteer job or an elected position is as school board member for San Jose Unified, representing Trustee Area 3, which is Willow Glen Schools.
So, as a trustee of the school district, what do you do?
My job is to set policy that will help increase academic excellence at our school district. So I represent all 32,000 of our children, kindergarten through 12th grade, but my primary focus is within the Willow Glen area. I'm the advocate for Willow Glen schools.
Okay. So what are the Willow Glen schools that you represent?
We have Gardner, we have Galarza, we have Buxton, Schallenberger, Willow Glen Elementary. River Glen is a magnet school, which is a K-8 school. Hammer is a magnet school as well. Also in my trustee area is Willow Glen Middle School and Willow Glen High School.
How does a parent or a child determine which school to go to?
They would first inspect the school, get a tour of the school. All of the elementary schools have tours available to them. You can stop by the district enrollment office as well, and they'll give you some additional information about each of the schools.
So it's not geographically determined where a child goes to school then?
Well, it is. We have two processes. Within San Jose Unified, we have a magnet school process for elementary school, and we also have neighborhood schools. So we have neighborhood boundaries for all of our elementary schools. Willow Glen Elementary, for example, has its own boundaries, and if you own a home or live within those boundaries, that's the neighborhood school that you would attend. You do have a choice of 3 magnet schools. River Glen is one of them. That's our dual immersion program. The other magnet schools are Hacienda, which is an environmental science program just outside of the Willow Glen area on Kimberly, just south of Hillsdale. And the other magnet school is Hammer, which is a Montessori program. Hammer shares the campus with Galarza, so it's in Willow Glen as well. Those 3 schools are magnets, which means that a parent puts in selects them by choice, and then they're chosen by a lottery. Only 2 of them, though, do require parent information meetings ahead of time and parent enrollment, and that is River Glen because of the dual immersion component, and Galarza because the Montessori approach is a different approach to teaching than traditional education.
So as a parent in Willow Glen, I have 2 choices. I can either go to the school that falls within my geographic territory, or I can apply to the lottery for one of the magnet schools.
That's correct.
And now you mentioned, along with each of those magnet schools, you mentioned the dual immersion program or the environmental. Is that what a magnet school is known for? I mean, is it a magnet school because of that specific teaching?
It is. It's initially magnet schools were designed as a result of the court-ordered desegregation lawsuit that the district found itself in the mid-'80s. We've long come away from that lawsuit, but as part of that settlement was a need to bring kids from all over the school district to different parts of our district. So Hacienda was developed. Their focus is an environmental science magnet. They have an acre redwood grove with a pond. It's a beautiful campus. That's where my daughter went. The Montessori program is in Hammer. That's another choice. Its specific program is the Montessori program. It conforms to state standards and the district standards. All of these schools conform to state and district academic standards. They're all tested the same way, but how they're taught and what they're taught is a little bit different. With the two-way immersion, River Glen is no longer the only school that has a two-way immersion. It used to be. Gardner also has a two-way immersion program, so children who live in that neighborhood area could opt for the traditional education or the two-way immersion. Willow Glen Elementary also has a two-way immersion, and that program is now, I think, up to 2nd grade.
You said that there's a lottery for the magnet schools, which obviously means that there are more students or parents who would like their students to go there than there are spots available. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. It just means that's how they're placed. One thing that parents should be aware, if you live across the street from a magnet school, there is no guarantee that that will be your school because it's not your neighborhood school. It's a magnet school. In fact, we have some parents who have concerns about that. They move right next door to the magnet school thinking that will be their neighborhood school, but it isn't. So anyone choosing the magnets must be selected by a random lottery.
You know, I hear that property values in certain school districts are higher, and that they rate schools based on some number how they do on testing. Is that a good way to determine which schools to go to?
Some parents believe that the test scores, the state standard test scores, the API and the AYP alphabet soup, but those are the grade that a school is given based on how their students are testing, that's an important grade in looking at a school. I personally don't believe that that's an important factor. It's one factor, but it's not the deciding factor.
Pam, thank you so much for joining us here at Willow Glen Emotion, and thank you for sharing a little information about our school system here in Willow Glen.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.